Deepak Bhatnagar, a 35-year-old grocery store owner, delved into mutual fund after the partial lockdown was announced. He started looking at new fund offer as he was under the impression that investing in them would be cheaper and it would offer better value than the existing funds. Recently, the new fund offer of the ICICI Pru Flexi Cap received a massive response in the market as the fund house raised a fund of approximately rupees 10,000 crore, making this the highest ever mobilization made by actively managed equity mutual fund. This rise in equity market and the sharp retail interest has led to a burst of NFOs. In such a scenario, it's quite natural for any investors to get carried away and invest in NFOs. But have you ever thought whether investing in NFO is actually a good idea or not? Hi, I'm Namita. Welcome to IndianMoney.com, and today we shall explore why investing in NFOs are not quite a good idea and how it is different from IPOs. So before going there, let us first begin by understanding what are NFOs. So when an asset management company launches a new fund, it first opens it for subscription. Here the main aim is to raise money to buy stocks of the fund's portfolio and then get it off track. This entire process is called as NFO or new fund offer. So as per SEBI regulations, an NFO duration cannot be more than 15 days for any mutual fund. So if an NFO is an open-ended fund, then it starts accepting investments within next few days. So this means that an investor can start investing in that particular fund at the end of NFO duration. On the other hand, if the fund is close-ended, then the investor can subscribe to that fund only during the NFO period and can hold until the end of that duration. Most investors today believe that NFO of mutual fund is somewhat similar to IPO, which is initial public offering of equities. This is the main reason why most people started buying NFOs. The other major factor that has led people to prefer more of NFO over buying a mutual fund in the open market is that it is available at low cost of just rupees 10. This low cost, however it might seem quite attractive, should not be the sole reason for you to invest in NFOs. So with this being said, let us now explore some of the reasons as to why you should not consider investing in NFOs. So the first one is no track record. When we choose or pick any mutual fund, we usually consider its past performance, the fund manager's strategies, the expense ratio, etc. We then compare these parameters with the similar fund available in the same category. There are a number of similar funds that are available in the market that are rated by the experts, and it can be analyzed on qualitative as well as quantitative basis. But for NFOs, here this is not the case. You do not get any complete information as this is completely new scheme. Here there is no previous data available for you to refer to. So let me give you a practical example. So when Nano was launched in India, it did well in the market due to its poor performance, maybe engine problem, leg space problem and other such issues. So here, although the product is cheaper, it does not mean that it will give you a very good experience. Second is higher expense ratio. So every fund charge a minimum fee to manage your money. So this fee is the percentage of the portfolio and is deducted when the returns are generated. So this in technical terms is called as expense ratio. A higher expense ratio means that you have to pay higher fees and therefore this will impact your returns. So as per regulations in India, a fund with smaller AUM, which is asset under management, attracts higher expense ratio when compared to fund with higher AUM. So when a new fund or a scheme is launched in the market, AMCs, which is asset management companies, get the flexibility to keep the expense ratio on the higher side. Third is myth that NFOs are cheap. Sure, here the net asset value or the price of the new fund is just rupees 10. And when we compare with schemes having NAV of rupees 30 or rupees 200, here the bargain looks quite fine. But when it comes to mutual funds, all you need to care about is how much of returns you earn. So a fund of rupees 10 NAV can grow only 10% and can become only rupees 11 when compared to fund of having rupees 200 NAV can grow 15% and can become rupees 230. So unless the NFO offers any discount, it is not cheap. Lastly, NFOs are not like IPOs. The birth of a new scheme and the launch of a new share might sound quite similar, but they are not. The companies often issue IPOs when they want to raise an additional funds. Here, the said company already has a history, it has a past performance that you can refer to, it has a business in place, etc. But in case of NFOs, it is launched on an entirely new scheme. And here in the initial period, the returns might also be negative as there is heavy marketing, advertising and admin cost that will be incurred. NFOs might always seem quite attractive due to its novelty. However, the decision to invest in them should not solely depend on the low cost, but also depend on the other factors as well. So ultimately, whatever choice you make, it should fit in the kind of portfolio that you want to build with the right choice or mix of asset classes. So guys, this was all about what an NFO is and why you should not consider investing in it, and you should not even mistaken it as IPOs. So whenever you make any investment, make a wise decision. However, if you're someone who's interested in investing and if you want to learn or know how you can invest in mutual funds, stock markets, IPO, PPF or any other financial instrument, then gain a complete knowledge through our Financial Freedom app. So hurry up and download the application right away. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and also don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post the next video. Thank you for watching IndianMoney.com. Get wise, break free.